I've never taken a class in art history or...
Okay, so this is Plato's Allegory. It comes out of Plato's Republic, which is a fun read. Basically, it's the story about a whole bunch of people. If you had a bunch of people who were in a cave and they were sat towards a wall, they couldn't move their heads, they were staring at that wall the whole time, and the only images they saw on that wall were shadows cast by a torch that was in back of them, and people would walk by and they would see all these shadows. If that's the life of a person who's just staring at those shadows, they would assume that those shadows are people. That is real life. That is what the world looks like. They would have no concept that they themselves are, they look different. They are three-dimensional. There's a whole world beyond that. So that's sort of the allegory of Plato's cave. If your mind is really narrow, if you're not open to new experiences, if you don't open your mind to new possibilities, then you will never realize that there is a whole other world around you.
Gotcha. Okay. I know where they're going with it. I know where WWE's going with it, and I'm excited for it, but it's going to take a while for them to get it there.
So what the hell is this? I might as well start. Is Masami not? Is an off week for Masami?
This is an off week for Masami. She was here last week.
Aww. That's okay. Yeah. What the hell does Plato's Cave have to do with WWE?
So what they're doing is Bray Wyatt, who passed away last year, sadly, had a character, and they did this whole thing where, who destroyed the world? You did. And that was the whole thing with, this, with this character coming back. It was, he was creating a group, a faction of characters, in the WWE. And one of them was Uncle Howdy, which was an allegory for, the extreme dark side of the Bray Wyatt character. And the Bray Wyatt's brother, Taylor, was playing that character.
God
and when
damn, Bray Wyatt is a handsome man.
When he died, they people have always wanted that character, the Uncle Howdy character, to keep going, to go with that character and to go with that storyline. And there was talk of them doing it. Well, they just did the Becoming Immortal Bray Wyatt documentary, and at the end it was the lantern and it flickered on and all you heard was the word run, and then Uncle Howdy appeared in the background, and that's where it all started. All of this, these QR codes popping up and things popping up on the screen randomly during events, and them playing music, weird eerie music during commercial breaks and stuff at the live events, has started up again like they were with Bray. So I like what they're doing. Long-term booking is what they call it.
I was trying to make that into a sex joke in my head. I don't think I can. Long-term booking.
Well, I mean, it's it's
like a poo.
Small guys, small men loving BBW women, volume 37.
And then
they're gonna get there. They're gonna get there. It's just taking a while for them to get to 37. You've got to get through 1 to 36 first.
Does Bobby Lee still do his comedy podcast?
Yeah, Tiger Belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I watch it.
I like Bobby Lee.
His podcast is still pretty fucking good.
he did a lot of first place I saw him was Mad TV, and he did a lot of great work in Mad TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I like his podcast. I don't know why. Oh, because I said hot dog. Yeah.
What was the
I have
what's
a brother
his other podcast?
I have a brother who's a moron, so I'm fluent in dumbass.
What was what was the other one? Worst Friends or something like that. Well, he does it with the redheaded guy.
The soulless ginger.
Yeah, I forget what his name is, but he was in the movie Ricky Stenicki.
I know the podcast you're talking about. I know the guy that you're talking about. They also he's also a pretty funny dude. I enjoy the fact that they're not catering to a sensitive crowd. They are just doing things that they think are funny.
Yep, like the white lady, the I want to be ninja.
Yeah.
Stop it now. Keeps playing it.
Okay, Omega, did you find a city builder that I don't know about?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not familiar with
it.
this.
It's called Lesara Summit Kingdom.
So you get to build on it. Yeah, see, I really appreciate. It's a grid builder, so that's a little tricky, but I appreciate the limited area that you have to construct. That increases ingenuity.
So it's loosely based around like Himalayan culture and mythology, that type of stuff, and the colony is built not just are the areas isolated, but the three tiers are actually different. Like they have different properties, and you have basically a three caste system. You have lowlanders, you have artisans, and then you have monks. And
You have 3 different colored dots.
and they all kind of perform different tasks and within the society and whatnot. And yeah, it's a balance of you have to like meet their needs. Everything you see here needs, and here's like over here are the unmet needs.
Sure.
And you, meeting a certain amount of needs will level up their huts, and like you have every town or like every different level has like a food market, and there's a range that everything has to be in. There's a commodity supplier who distributes things that you make, like where's that going? So I'm producing copper utensils, and those are getting sent to everyone.
Okay, so before I get too ahead into this, the most important part first, are there decorative buildings?
To a degree. This is what's in here now.
So you have some, okay.
This is also I bought a pack of actually 3 city builder games. This is just the first one that I've been trying, and they're all early access. So it's actually wait, where's the? Where's the roadmap?
So I can look it up and I can put it on screen. Oh, okay.
So here's the roadmap. So there's new decorative buildings on there. Still doing new mechanics. They haven't even introduced scenarios and challenges yet. More production chains.
Oh, they're gunning for a campaign mode.
Yeah, I mean that's the eventual. Eventually it'd be great if it gets there, but even just right now, it's a really adorable kind of city builder. Okay. You notice it doesn't have actual units. There are visually, little people, but it's not like, oh, this person works at this place. Like I can't click on anybody or anything. They pretty much only exist as numbers up here mechanically. Like, I can place a new house. Right, not that one because it's not connected to road. I can place a new house, and I just like instantly get more people. They live here now. Like, that's that's all. And
Okay.
I just now have to make sure to meet all their needs. And the more stuff you build, there's no build time. There's no like if you have the money, it's all money based. Construction cost is just money, and
Sure. So yeah, you plop a
so
building and it's built.
you build, you just place it. There's no build time. There's no
Okay.
any of that. It's just a really pretty interface of it all.
Okay, so the next question is, I assume there are production chains.
Yes.
How do resources get from one place to another?
All right. Well, so these are all the food production chains.
Sure.
These are all the commodities production chains. And here's where you see the different enlightenment production chains.
Oh, it
so like,
tells you,
some
so
of them
that's nice.
are simple. It's like, you want eggs? Here's the egg production. Click it. Here's your egg farm. You now have more egg.
Right.
Some of them get a little more complicated. Yeah, the next one, if you want to make bread, you need fields and a mill, and it's great because you can click on it right there. Like, this is the build menu, so you can just click and place the things. Cheese is 2, honey is 1, fish. Okay, here you go. So smoked meats. You need forestry to get wood that you turn to charcoal. You need to get a goat farm to make meat. You need to get salt from either salt deposits or I am currently trading for it. And then you can make smoked meats.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
So
some of them get
even more basic.
more complicated.
So eggs. All right. I assume what are eggs something that people like?
Yeah.
Like people eat eggs.
So,
All
like,
right. So how do eggs get from the egg plantation to a person's house?
So where's my egg farms? Here's my egg farms. Let's go ahead and just so right now you see it's got this little icon here, which means it's not sending its cargo anywhere. I want to send it to the food market. You click and drag, boom! It's now going to the food market and is now supplying all the houses.
Okay. So a pawn picks up a crate from the egg place, and then it walks it over to the food market, and then do people go from their houses to the food market and pick it up and bring it back to their house?
No, that's what I've been saying. There is no like actual people. Like, these are
Okay.
just
So
decorative.
it just once it's in the market, it's
Like,
available to all houses, and
yeah, like right now, I'm going to turn it off. Right now, there are no eggs going from here to here. People sorry, there's half as much eggs as they want. So people are like, look, give us eggs. Well, now, boom, they have eggs.
people like
There,
eggs.
there's no mechanical, like, actual pawns or people running around. These are just
Okay.
to look pretty.
Okay. It's not a
It's
Caesar
just
3 system.
decorative. And no, it's instantaneous connection.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
So like in a way, it's I don't know. It's hard to put into words, but it's like just the pure strategic element without any of the actual build or like the management elements without any of the like build mechanics that go along with it.
yeah,
You're
the
basically
logistics.
you're just placing pieces on a board. It's like, I'm going to place down a food market. Boom, you have a food market. I'm going to place down some pastures. There's your pastures. It's kind of like a really pretty board game in a way.
So that does detract from sort of the challenge of an economic builder, but on the other hand, I occasionally appreciate that shit because like in Against the Storm, where there's this ethereal inventory that just everybody draws from and it's there and you got it. I appreciate the freedom that the building that it gives you to build. You can basically put anything anywhere that you want,
Well, no,
and the system will work.
in Against the Storm, there are warehouses.
Yes,
That,
there are warehouses that people. Yeah, you're right.
but they are connected to a universal inventory. But like wherever you place a warehouse, the pawns will actually go to the warehouse to pick up the supplies.
Yeah,
But you are correct that all of the warehouses are connected to a universal inventory.
That was a bad example because Against the Storm is closer to Caesar 3 with its movement of inventory. But Caesar 3
I'll say
is
this
not
about this game. As far as that detracting from the challenge of this game, the point of this game as it exists right now does not seem to be challenging. This game right now is just super zen. It's super fun, simple, straightforward. Like there is challenge to it in making sure that I mean look, like right here, this is where all my artisans live. They're all pretty fucking happy. Uh, I could give them a few more things, get it up to level 4, and level up the houses. But right now they're pretty fucking happy. I have like no room to put more houses up here. Like I can, but this is all out of reach of the market. It's out of reach of the commodities, and there's no way to, I'm not going to put another market anywhere over here to, make people happy. So this area is done. So, I've already expanded a second one here with some extra monks and some extra artisans. So like the challenge in it is balancing everything. You have to balance the number of people with, like, you can't just place down a bunch of shit. Like if I place down like everything costs workers. Like the Yak Shack takes 4 lowlanders and 4 yaks. Like I have 150 yaks.
It's a lot of yaks.
So I've got a lot of yak farms.
That's a lot of
pastures. And then I also have some, no, those are goat farms. Where's the fancy yak pastures? I don't know, somewhere I've got some fancy yak pastures that make more yaks in a smaller area. Oh, here we are, the compact yak breeders. So look, I'm making yaks. But like the production chain for one of these is that I need to get hay from here, which means I need to get, I need to get hay bales from the hay dryer. I get the hay from my crops that I previously was just using for the barley to make the bread. So now I can spend the hay. So like, it's all about balancing all of that in a pretty complex web in what is honestly pretty significantly limited amount of space. Like that's really the challenge, is trying to min-max everything. And mind you, I'm not playing on a hard difficulty. I'm playing on like the base level kind of zen difficulty, and that's why it's all pretty kind of pretty gentle right now. But I've been playing for a little while. The avalanches are now level 2. And you can see an avalanche here. I've got my Mr. Plow.
That's my name.
It's Mr. Plow. That's his name. So I might move all this stuff farther from there and put up some avalanche protection.
Well, this looks like a really nice game that is based on the Warhammer 40k universe. It's really nice. That is I don't expect anybody to get that. The gag is that the capital of the capital of Holy Terra is Mount Everest. The Emperor of Man decided to build his centralized society, a magnificent city in the Everest mountain ranges.
I need to make.
It's really great, actually. Capital of the world in a Japanese sci-fi movie. It's Japan. It's Neo Tokyo. Capital in an American sci-fi. It's like New York or something like that. Capital in Warhammer 40k, the Himalayas. Oh, that's neat.
So yeah, it's a pretty chill game.
I've been looking for. I might look into that. I don't really go for early access stuff all that much anymore, but
me either.
If this is like $20-30 then
I got 3 games. Another one I got is a city builder that takes place kind of on like, like the world turtle thing, like
Yeah,
the
yes.
turtle, the
Yeah.
world on the back of a turtle.
Yep.
It's a city builder on the back of a giant moving like animal.
Yeah,
And
I
then
could get
the
behind
third
that.
one is called Timberborn,
Oh yeah,
where it's a city
beavers.
builder and you're beavers.
Yeah, Timberborn
Yes.
it's been on my wish list for a while now. It's still in EA, yeah?
Yeah, all 3 of these are early access. But I mean,
Gotcha.
it was like $60 for the 3 of them. Like for the package, it was like a 10% discount when you get the. And actually, this game was on sale, so you can get the bundle and save like 10% plus an extra 6% on this game on top of that, or something like that. Not to be encouraging you to spend money or anything.
I just got an advertisement for Frostpunk 2. I haven't actually looked at any of the preview images on Steam. Neat. Yeah, Frostpunk, I might, Well, no, I'm not gonna pre-purchase jack shit. Alright, Timberborn was... Oh, is called The Wandering Village.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Oh, I know why I skipped it. Goofy graphics. Oh, I'm such a graphics snob.
City Skylines 2 ruined you.
City Skylines.
Or Skylines, not 2. God, if I ever say that again, please just remove me from the server.
No, it's fine. It's nobody that I speak to in the city builder community is paying attention to City Skylines 2. We all think the same thing about it. It's like, that shit's fucked. I don't see,
It's not very well loved at the moment.
I don't see any reason. There's no incentive for anyone to move over to City Skylines 2, except if you're a Twitch streamer and you're looking for, like, ooh, check it out. Oh god. Oh, the sneezies. It's starting to be that time of year when the hay fever kicks in.
Oh boy.
Everything is blooming outside. It's absolutely beautiful. Which means it's time for me to suffer.
It's absolutely gorgeous outside. Thanks, I hate it.
Today was a nice day. Out delivering mail.
Now, how in the hell do I get out of here?
You're not in the part of the city that got shut off, are you?
Wait, part of the city got shut off?
Yeah, because Trump was in town today.
Oh. Oh yeah, his trial. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they closed down a fair bit of the path that he took to get to the courthouse.
Wow.
Let's see. I guess we should just briefly cover articles. Blizzard is hooking up with NetEase again. Like, 2 ex-lovers getting back together to give it another shot because enough time has gone by for them to have forgotten how fucking toxic their relationship was.
I was gonna say, because the toxicity level has gotten down to acceptable range.
So we're just like, oh yeah, rose-colored glasses and all the rest of that. I barely remember how you kicked me in the nuts and screwed my friend Dave in front of me. So, yeah. Remember how NetEase celebrated their split from Blizzard by trashing that statue out in front of their headquarters?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody else remembers, though.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. So, yeah, we're trying... Or, Blizzard is... Blizzard wants back in the Chinese market. Surprise, surprise.
You mean Blizzard was losing money and they decided to cave? Shock and awe. and gasp and other words.
I brought this up as part of another conversation in the last podcast, but I have to wonder how. Fine, okay. Activision Blizzard has said multiple times since the expiration of NetEase deal that it remains committed to the Chinese market. What happened to all the players, all the Chinese players' accounts and their inventories and all their monies and crap like that when WoW just basically got turned off?
They were probably just sitting in limbo. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't think Blizzard would just delete them. They were probably just sitting in a server room collecting dust.
That's the thing, though. I'm not clear on who, and I don't think the article makes it clear either, on who had that data. Because I don't... Maybe Blizzard had it on servers located in the US, or NetEase was tracking all that data. And what did NetEase do with it? I guess we'll find out.
You can say it is the CCP. We don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. About fucking time we got TikTok banned. But, yeah, so, alright, Blizzard, you're trying to get back to China. And they're back in it with NetEase. I assume that there will be some follow-ups to this article, specifically about how Chinese players feel about going back to WoW after realizing just how easily the rug can be pulled out from under them.
See,
It's a good thing they would...
the production chain for these butter lamps.
Yep.
And now I'm short 16 lowlanders and 6 yaks. So I'm spending money, like with these, like I'm basically paying outside workers, quote unquote, which reduces my income.
I would love it if this game was moddable and you could put in a sound pack, because I would just record myself saying all sorts of ridiculous shit, like I did for RimWorld. And in this case, I thought of, you must construct additional yaks!
Pretty much.
I think that would be great. I love building yaks. So, the other... unfortunately, we're starting out with 3 articles that are just packed with bullshit. Well, I guess Blizzard hooking back up with NetEase is not so much bullshit as this hilarious reality TV drama. But, there's Star Wars Outlaws coming out, $110 and $130 editions. They're prompting, according to PC Gamer, they prompt a collective sigh from potential players, tired of season passes and ill-advised early access periods. And I read this article last week, and I have notes for Harvey Randall. Harvey Randall, sir, staff writer for PC Gamer. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be an editorial or an article, because it is neither. It seems to be presenting facts, like an article would, but you can tell that Harvey really, really wants to like this game, and he really doesn't want to say anything bad about it. So it comes off as slightly editorialized.
No!
So it's either a not really well-written editorial because there's no argument that he's making, he's not trying to prove anything to the audience, or it's really not a great article because it's smattered with his opinions and his wanting to love this game that is $176 in Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollar dues.
Canadian dollar dues. Shrimp on the barbie. Wallaby. Didgeridoo.
All of the words.
Omega High. The only people who've seen Clone High.
Yeah, that was a deep cut.
I was about to say, I don't get this reference, but it's funny.
Anyway, it's an Ubisoft game, which means I'm automatically not interested in it. I swore off Ubisoft years ago. And,
well,
yeah. $110 for a fucking video game that Ubisoft is gonna. This is gonna be a game for games as a service. I can feel it. You're gonna be
100%
to all this, and it's a multiplayer. So in like 10 years, this game is gonna be completely gone and forgotten for 5 years. Sorry, Zero. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. It's one of those things where the idiots at Ubisoft again have, proven their ignorance, and they're completely disconnected. They're about money, and that's all they care about. Which, again, shareholders, blah blah blah. We've been over all of this shit before, but it's one of those things that not only are they doing this battle pass thing and season pass bullshit, but they're locking content behind 1, console, 2, paywall. Like, there is a Jabba the Hutt themed mission that I'm sure most Star Wars fans would love to be able to play, but unless you're on PS5 and paid the $140 price tag, you're not ever going to be able to play, because it's in the game, but it's locked behind that content and the console and content and paywall. It's just stupid.
Ho ho ho.
Bring me Solo and the Wookiee. They will pay for their treasonous way, whatever. It's been a long time since I've watched Star Wars.
Solo and the Wookiee.
We used to make fun of my sister's Basset Hound because when he would sit in the recliner, he would look like Jabba the Hutt.
I remember something. I am a bad person, just generally speaking, but in college I did something that was hilarious, but I don't remember fondly. Omega will remember this. Jabba the Hutt.
I was thinking that in my head. I still think that in your voice anytime Java is mentioned. Java too hot. Oh fuck! Avalanches are up to level 3. This is bad. I now have 177 yak. I haven't even gotten to the ultimate yaks yet. I can get a yak utopia.
Ultimate yaks.
Ultimate yaks.
Yes.
Yak utopia.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
This is even my final form.
Final form. God,
yak.
thank you. Thank you.
Talking shit to you out in the middle of a field. Like you think this is my final form?
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, the perfect Cell memes, just all just all hitting me at once. Fight me! Fight me! No, I'm not going to fight you, Rex. Fight me! No, pussy!
I had forgotten.
Oh God, I love it. But no, it just irritates me because I so wanted to play this game, but now I'm not touching it. I'm giving it the Fallout 76 treatment until it's free. I'm not playing it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Another piece of something else that we touched on last week in the podcast was games as a service. Obviously, a bunch of bullshit. And now hopefully there are lawsuits that will be heard in France and Germany and Australia. Hopefully, to make it more difficult for game publishers, game developers to just shut down a game that requires servers, and so basically make it okay and legal when a developer no longer wants to support a game for people to create fan servers, or to require the developer to keep at least one server online so that people who purchase the game can keep on playing it. Well, Ubisoft this week is stripping people's licenses for The Crew, weeks after it shut down, squandering hopes of fan servers, and acting as a stark reminder of how volatile digital ownership is. So Ubisoft not only is just turning off the servers so you can't play The Crew anymore, they're revoking people's licenses so that you don't own the game anymore. You paid to access this you paid for a service, I guess, and now they're telling you no. Even if it was possible for you to have a fan server, no. You no longer legally own this or can legally access this. Way to go, Ubisoft. Cunts. And then
Agreed.
you can see there's a in Ubisoft Connect, which is somehow worse than Uplay. You can see somebody's got The Crew open and it says you no longer have access to this game. Why not check the store to pursue your adventure? Fuck you. So that I can give you more money that you can take away from me later? Yeah, no, fuck you. Anyway.
Yeah. Nope. I saw that article and it just pissed me off. Like, not to the level that I got pissed off earlier when talking about Ronda Rousey, but pissed off. Pretty pissed off.
Oh, and there is actually a fan Discord for The Crew, and they are working to... So there's a quote here. Obviously, Ubisoft pulling game licenses has left a sour taste in every gamer's mouth, and it was unfortunately made such a huge game not even launched without turning it into a restricted trial mode. However, we can bypass this new change made by them without having to modify the existing game files, so the project is still on track. So, people... in traditional fashion, Ubisoft did something stupid, and smart people have figured out a way around it. So at least there's that. See, Molly Taylor, on the other hand, who wrote this article, writes a good article. This is just full of facts and interviews. Well done.
Nothing but the facts. One could say she's a fax machine.
A fact? What? What do you get if you take away the bread, the lettuce, the tomato, and the onion? A fax machine. I do miss the old memes.
You're from the internet and the before 4 times.
From the long, long ago.
Yes.
Did the boomy booms take away your wordy words? Oh fuck, Omega, I've been watching Star Trek Voyager and I finally got to the Boy Scout episode.
Oh yeah?
If you remember that at all.
Very vaguely.
It's the planet, like, somebody gets stranded on the planet and it's full of children who talk about, you know, the sky ships who, you know, are, you know, they're bad trackers. Then they want to make us face down. It's just every single, like, terrible, what do I want to say? Vernacular. It's like, yeah. Somebody was like, what if we take the people from Mad Max, Thunderdome, and put them into a Lord of the Flies type situation?
In the words of Dane Cook, welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Oh, Fluffy was playing a really cool game last night. I hopped on, and he did actually make it to Thunderdome. He made it through 3 levels of Thunderdome. The floor, he kept on breaking the floor and going down to a new level.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that Thunderdome was 3-dimensional. I suppose it's in the name, though, right? Dome.
Dome.
Yeah, your dome has to be 3D. If it's 2D, it's just a semicircle. So, that's the end of the bullshit news. Something that's neat, something that's really cool here. Asus, this has to do with PC building. So buckle in. Asus...
Strap on, strap in.
in is what you said. Asus's Back to the Future cable hiding system is no gimmick. It's the future of gaming and enthusiast PCs. I read this and I said, holy fucking shit. How in God's name are you going to make a cableless anything? How will you do that? This is the neatest thing ever. And so I read through this, and then I got to the slideshow. And the slideshow is sexy. So, Asus has a new MOBO coming out. It's going to be part of the Tough series. And it's on screen right now. This is what it looks like. It's nice. It's very pretty, and you'll see it has it's got some strange features to it. Namely, all the fucking inputs are on the back of the board. They're on the back. The SATA, the power, the USB 3, USB 2, all of it. All your connections are on the back of the board, which means you can feed them directly through the little holes in your gaming case, and you can have all the cables hidden away. That's a really cool idea. I assume that you're gonna need a certain type of case to be able to do this, because not all cases have holes where you're going to need holes to plug things into the board. And also, not all cases have enough clearance, because the board does sit. You do screw the board onto the back plate of the case, so you're gonna need something specific. But this is a very cool idea, and this is basically every single connection that you would have on your motherboard. It's all on the back. It's all taken care of. But you intellectuals, I hear you asking, what about the power cables that go to your GPU? The socket on top of the GPU. How can you get rid of the cables there? Well, Asus has you covered, because they have a special type of card. They have a brand new card that is a GeForce RTX. It will be built by Asus, and it will be part of the Tough series again. And the power for that card is on the bottom, where the slot for the PCI rail is. And on the motherboard, the Tough Gaming motherboard, there is a little socket here that is on screen right now that you can see. So when you plug in your GPU into the PCI rail, you will simultaneously be plugging in the power strip to the power rail on the MOBO. No cables. No cables needed whatsoever. And then, obviously, to get power from your PSU, the actual cable that you will plug in will be on the back of the motherboard, and it'll route power through the board to the back of the board to the PSU. This is I thought this was very fucking cool.
That is extremely cool, because for all of those people who are obsessed with, cable routing, this is a game changer, as they would say.
This will make the inside of a case look very, very clean.
Yeah.
This is lovely. The one thing that they can't really do away with is water cooling. So if you have a water cooler, I assume that you would want a water cooler, because what are you going to do? Slap a giant fan on top of that and have a wire coming out of it? No, sir. So you do actually have to have a tube that goes to your water cooling block from the radiator to the block. So, there's still one tube in there. But apart from that, nothing. Nothing. It's beautiful.
Tubing is different than wires.
Tube.
Tubing.
We're tubes. Yes, this just looks sexy. But there's a whole lot of space inside. It looks like they've built this in a fairly small case. This is like, is this ITX or is this just ATX Mini? The board, I fucking spaced on the board. Z790 BTF. I don't know. Anyway, it's just this is really nice. This is fun. So, trying to build better computers, smaller and cleaner. I appreciate that. Like to gush just a little bit. Like to gush over hardware. Oh, I forgot to give proper credit to Nick Evanson, who did a phenomenal job writing all the details of the Z790 board. The sexy BTF platform. Of course, everything behind the backplate of your case is going to look like fucking spaghetti garbage. But you know, can't get around that. Need wires of some sort. Okay. So yeah, there we go. That's the tech news. Zero, have there been any developments about Vince McMahon?
There have been developments about Vince McMahon.
My goodness.
Mr. McMahon. So TKO is apparently buying out all of his shares to completely erase him from the history books. All of them.
311 million
shares.
$311 million worth.
Yes, all of his shares. Every last one of them is being bought out by TKO so that they can officially be done with and Vince McMahon can be gone from TKO and from WWE as a whole. They made it a point during WrestleMania to say that the Paul Levesque era has begun, and there has not been mention one of Vince McMahon at all since all of this stuff came out, and this is just finalizing it, in my opinion. This is it. He is fucking done. And good. Fuck him. He is a piece of human trash. Every wrestler who has ever worked for him said that if they didn't know that this was going on, and they just found out about it because of the lawsuit, then they have said that he is a trash human being and it is vile and that they want nothing to do with him as a person. CM Punk said in his interview with Ariel Helwani on MMA Hours, said, and I quote, "I didn't even read the lawsuit. I read the text messages and I want nothing to do with him." Said that he's talked to him one time since CM Punk has been back with the company, and Punk said that he ran into him at the gym at WWE Towers in Connecticut one time. Ran into him at the gym. Vince said to him, "Hey, let's catch up sometime," and has not heard from him since. And that was the week after Survivor Series last year. So, everybody is rallying around Triple H. Stephanie has come back to the company. She looks happy and she looks like she is in a good spot. And I really appreciate what they're doing with the WWE and making sure to erase him from history.
So Vince McMahon is
Stephanie's dad.
Right. Well, he's an asshole. He's hurt a lot of people, and he's being taken to task over it, deservedly so. And everybody hates him. Nobody seems to hate Stephanie McMahon, and she's married to Triple H. I'm just reading.
Correct. Yes. Stephanie, apparently...
They got married as a fucking bit on Raw, like, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they got married as a bit. She was drunk, and they went through a Vegas Chapel O Love, and it was a bit, and they ended up actually falling in love and, got married, had kids.
Aww.
It was, a bit to piss off Vince, in his character as the owner of the company.
Yeah, it was great.
It was pretty hilarious.
I love how there are these little nuggets of wholesomeness buried in wrestling. Anyway, yeah, I guess she came out.
Night 2 of WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania XL on Sunday, and said that she thinks WrestleMania 40 might be the one she's most proud of because it's the first WrestleMania of the Paul Levesque era.
Yep. And
referring to her husband, aka Triple H.
Yep. And, you know, they're doing a lot of really good things. I think if I remember reading it correctly, they are thinking of getting rid of WrestleMania as as the big event of the year because that was a Vince McMahon thing, and they're going to rebrand it entirely. It's going to be a 4-day thing. You know, he wants to make it a 4-day event, and you know, it's already 3 days. You've got NXT, you've got night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania, and they might as well just go ahead and make it a friggin' 4-day event, started on Thursday, run it all weekend. So, but that's just speculation. I've not heard much more. So, but yes, that is the update on Mr. McMahon. Still a piece of human filth.
So this is from an Inside the Ropes article. An analysis from Brandon Thurston on WrestleNomics states that while the move is not a guarantee that all of McMahon's remaining stock will be sold, it could suggest he is looking to sever the last of his official involvement with TKO and WWE by extension. So yes, I don't think he's got.
I don't think he's got a choice. I think this is something that's a decision that is being made for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Interesting. Well, alright, there you go. A little bit more shit being shoveled onto somebody who deserves it.
Yes, indeed.
Kids, don't grow up to be a piece of shit. Don't human traffic. Don't rape.
It's not worth it.
It's bad. It's bad. Okay.
Okay.
Sexual abuse is bad. Oh man. Alright. So there we go. Back to the Himalayas. So you have different seasons in the game. That's neat. Or is it just snowy forever now?
No, it should come and go.
Everybody loves a nice weather cycle. I uncovered some stuff on my patio today, and a bunch of rainwater had accumulated in the chimney of the outdoor fireplace that we got. And I was trying to get the water out of there, and I spilled it all over myself. It did
Good job.
Did not smell great, and yeah, I got wet. I just took a shower last week. Now I have to do it again. Jokes.
Just last week?
Yeah. Basically yesterday.
But Doc, I feel like we're missing something. Like something big. Like there are more articles there.
You know, all the stuff that I deliberately skipped because I don't want to talk about Fallout? Yeah.
Oh, you douche. I was excited.
I saw the article about the review on Rotten Tomatoes, and I figured, Zero, we're gonna have to have this conversation eventually anyway. You know how there are an awful lot of dumb people on IMDb?
There are an awful lot of dumb people on Rotten Tomatoes as well.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is IMDb for even more dumb people.
Nice.
Yeah, stay far fucking away from Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, IGN gave it a good rating too.
I don't know who that is.
IGN, PC Gamer also gave it a good rating.
I've never
Everybody
heard of
gave
PC
it a good.
Gamer.
Yes, you're a fucking liar. You're a liar, and you're baiting me, you bastard. You're a masturbator. Ha ha.
It's true.
But no, it's. I'm only 2 episodes in, and it's a really good show.
Oh, here's how you know that everybody. Here's how you know that just Rotten Tomatoes isn't worth shit. Hey Omega, on Rotten Tomatoes, they gave Predator 2 30% and called it a hackneyed sequel.
Yeah.
That seems fair, though.
No, are you fucking kidding me?
It had Gary Busey in it. It was kind of a hackneyed sequel. It was great. It was fun.
That's
amazing.
The thing. 30%? I'm not saying that it deserves to win an Oscar or anything, but you put Bill Paxton in your sequel, it's going to be goofy good fun. That's true for Predator 2, and that's true for Aliens. Both great movies in their own right. So 30%? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, that's way too fucking low. It's like a 6.7 on IMDb. That's more appropriate. Yeah, critic score is 30% and the audience score is 40 something. But that's way too fucking low for Predator 2. Stop trying to tear apart movies that are just jolly good fun. Movies that are way fun that aren't made anymore, that we don't have anymore, because nobody wants to make fun movies. People just want to make shit and shovel it onto Netflix and make a quick buck.
Yeah.
What was it? There was one that came out recently that, like, fucking bombed. And I was wondering who the hell the target audience was. I don't remember.
Black Adam? Sorry.
I never saw... Okay, so this is the thing. I'm aware that there are still Marvel and DC movies coming out, but I have no idea what they are, when they've released, or what's going on. I don't hear anything about it anymore, and I'm not complaining.
Yeah, the only reason I know about Black Adam is because it's, like, constantly pushed in television commercials.
Really?
For HBO Max or whatever, Max streaming service.
Is it the Black Adam... You're talking about the one with The Rock, right?
Correct.
Okay, is this the movie that came out, like, years ago, or is there a new one?
This was one that just came out, like, a year and a half ago. Year and a half ago.
For fucking real? Is there more than one Black Adam movie?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Shazam was another one. Which was also dumb.
I heard that the first Shazam was, like, universally panned as great.
Universally panned as great. That, sir.
I don't think those words what you think they mean.
No, my word choice was very specific.
I mean, it was funny-ish in that stupid kind of way. We're not talking Jay and Silent Bob funny, because, you know, that's peak comedy. We're talking, I mean, we're not even talking Adam Sandler funny, which is also peak funny. But
sometimes
we're talking like Rob Schneider, Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, too funny.
You just say Rob Schneider, I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, okay. I never saw Shazam, but I was told that I might want to give it a shot, but I was just like, superheroes, whatever. I've got The Boys. That's a fine show.
I started watching Perry Mason on HBO.
Oh, the original?
It's fucking great. No, it's a new one.
Oh,
it's from like a couple years ago. It's starring Matthew Rhys, and it's fucking great.
Nice.
It's like a gritty origin story of Perry Mason.
The gritty origin story. He's like living in a rundown apartment. His neighbor's hooked on heroin. Every night, some child gets murdered in the basement or something. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I imagine remakes to be like these days.
Mhm.
But no, that's fun. I've been consuming vast quantities of Star Trek as I go to bed, or as I'm working outside or something, so I've been watching a lot of Voyager, and the original Star Trek series as well. Original Star Trek. Way better than I remember it, actually. Some parts of it are a little fucked up, because, you know, it was the 60s and everybody was a misogynist.
I can't do the original. It's too slow paced for me. That's what really gets me.
Yeah,
The episodes being back at a time when like an episode of TV was like 52 minutes out of the hour instead of like 45, which is what the other Star Trek series are. Star Trek is better as a 45-minute show than a 52-minute. I feel like in every episode of the original series, there's a point where I like start to fall asleep.
I understand that for kids, especially like Zoomers today, going back and trying to watch original Star Trek, I don't see that ever happening just because the TV culture has changed so much, or media culture, not even TV. But yeah, if you're old enough to have remembered watching it when you were younger and you have fond memories and it puts you in a really positive headspace, then yeah, it's great. It's a wonderful thing for you to go back and revisit. But I get what you're saying. I think you're spot on, actually. I think the original episodes are 52 minutes, and I know that every single Star Trek Next Generation episode is 43 minutes long, including titles and credits, all 43 minutes, and Deep Space Nine. And I wouldn't be surprised if it applied to Voyager as well. Voyager is the other one that I've gone back and I've started watching a lot of, and rewatching it now, Voyager was rough in the first couple of seasons. There was a lot of stuff that happened that was dumb. That was just fucking dumb. Like, when you discover that one of your Maquis crew members who have assimilated into the Voyager crew is actually a Cardassian agent, and you flush her out and she leaves the ship, and you know that she had, like, direct access to engineering and she was clever enough to reprogram a holographic doctor and get away with it, and she'd been sabotaging your ship this entire time, why the fuck wouldn't you change your ship's access codes? Why wouldn't you change the fucking password to the central computer? Why wouldn't you? But they didn't. Apparently nobody thought of that, or they didn't think it was necessary, so Seska comes back and she just fucking rips through, basically steals Voyager. It's that episode arc. Seska was fucking awful. I mean, she was great. She was a great character, but she's fucking awful. That actress nailed it, because whenever she comes on screen, I want to punch her.
Fucking hate you.
Yeah, for real. She steals Chakotay's sperm and impregnates herself. She's the psycho girlfriend who steals your cum so she can get pregnant and sue you for child support. That was Seska.
Yeah, she's nuts.
Oh. Yeah, there are a lot of shows like that for me. I never got into Star Trek, though. That was
okay.
one thing I never got into.
That's fine. It used to be the domain of, like, real big nerds. So it's not surprising that somebody who was, like, cool was not into Star Trek. You were watching WWE and you were body slamming kids in your backyard.
I don't know if cool is the word I would use for myself, but
I was a band kid, all right? That's how low down on the totem pole I was. Pretty much everyone was above me. Not to belittle your coolness, your cool factor.
I mean, in my school, I was a wrestler, so, you know, the band kids were generally cooler than us, so.
The band kids were generally afraid of you.
I mean, you're not wrong,
Please,
but
please don't break my clarinet. So what shows were you into then?
um,
Besides The Simpsons.
I mean, I was into. I mean, honestly, it was a lot of wrestling. If we're being 100% honest, it was a lot of wrestling.
That's cool.
It was, you know, Monday nights were. This was back in the WCW days, so it was WCW on Mondays and Thursdays. We didn't watch WWE because my mom couldn't stand it because it was because she hated Degeneration X. She said that they were lewd and
Yes.
they were awful and
Yes.
that it was not for young eyes.
I mean, debatable.
But you know, looking back on it as an adult, I can see her point. But no, she just didn't like the WWE at all. So we were WCW fans in our house, but it was a lot of wrestling, a lot of dude, I hate to say this, but you know what my favorite show was growing up, and I hear the start of it, and it's probably just a Southern thing, but my mother used to always watch Mama's Family.
Oh my god. I actually know that show.
My mom loved it. And the other day, I was sitting back in my office and I heard the first 3 notes of the opening title card and yelled out to my wife, "Is that Mama's Family?" And she was like, "Yes." And yeah, I remember growing up and I loved that show because it was so fucking hilarious.
I do know that show. I don't think I've ever seen a full episode, but I know what you're talking about.
Really good show growing up.
The only show my mom used to like, well, the only show my mom watched with me was X-Files. We both really liked X-Files. Nobody else in the house did.
My mom liked X-Files. My mom was into unsolved mysteries and all of that. You know, America's Most Wanted. My mother liked a lot of murder mysteries, and now that I'm looking back at it, it kind of, yeah, I don't know. My mom could have hid bodies.
She liked murder porn.
Well, I mean, I get it honest. I love me a good serial killer documentary. Creeps my wife out.
Oh no, another of the old memes. Tonight on Unsolved Mystery, find out who gives a shit about Bigfoot. Apparently, nobody gives a shit, so fuck 'em. Oh, I forgot to shout, update! I was thinking about I was I was on the toilet the other day, and I thought about Tourette's guy, and I thought about Omega. It's like, it's pretty good. Who's that faggot with the tuba? That's our dad. Shut up. All right, wait, no. So Zero. I have a picture up here. There are 6 members of Degeneration X on this picture, and the only 2 that I know are Triple H and China. Who were the other 4?
Hang on. I need to see the picture.
Oh, it's on the stream right now. If you
hold, please. Getting there.
Okay. All right. I could probably just put this in Discord.
Hang on. I got it. Like it's just quicker for me. Twitch.tv/DrNiggle. Okay, so you've from left to right, and then back to the left and to the right. You've got China, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, aka Sean Waltman, Billy Gunn, and Road Dogg Jesse James.
Everyone in wrestling has such cool names.
Don't they, though?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just a doctor. I don't want to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. It's great. It's pretty great being a doctor. I can write myself prescriptions.
Can you?
I mean, yeah, nobody will fill them, but...
Go to the pharmacy. Isn't this your signature? No.
Yeah, the top of the prescription pad just says, Dr. Niggle's very serious hospital. And the address is 123 Real Street. Jesus
Real
Christ.
Street.
We should wrap this up, because now I'm just looking at pictures of Triple H with his fucking thighs that could crush a watermelon.
That man's fucking quad. I watched the episode where that motherfucker rolled up and you could see it. Like live on national television. He went to give a dude his finishing move, the pedigree, on the fucking announce table. And when he hit that damn thing, you saw that whole muscle just go right up his front of his leg. Oh, God. Oh, to this day, ill.
There's another video that I remember of a guy curling like 400 pounds. And yeah, his biceps just snap. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh.
Yeah. I think the video that I remember the most from powerlifting is girl goes to powerlift, gets like a personal record, and it's like some absurd number that that I could never reach. And she lifts, and all you hear is, and she drops the weights and has somebody come up behind her with a towel, and she goes, I just shit myself, and walks off.
Yeah. I mean...
Smelling salts and creatine, man. That's why you don't...
Jesus Christ, yeah, at a certain point. How much weight does it take before you blow out your asshole? Oh, hernia is a real serious risk.
Yeah, well...
Powerlifters. Oh, man. And if you scroll far enough in the picture results, you eventually get to Japanese wrestling, which is...
amazing.
It's just great.
Dude, Japanese wrestlers, there's a reason why Shinsuke Nakamura, one of the Japanese wrestlers that came over to the WWE, is known as the King of Strong Style. Man will take your fucking head off and not think twice about it.
I want to see him devastate Mark Zuckerberg. Sorry, that's a South Park thing. No one can match my style.
God. Mark Zuckerberg, the android among us. Speaking of Fallout.
Oh. Yeah. That clip's been going around again where he's given some talk or something. He's like, and of course it disturbs you. You're human. I was human. I mean, I am human. I'm still human. It's like him talking like that.
Oh, Mark. When will you learn?
Alright. Well. Oh, Jesus Christ. Scroll even further and you start getting to wrestling injuries and x-rays of people who have spinal degeneration and degenerative joint disease.
Yep.
Woof.
Yeah, there is Darby Allin. He is he works for AEW, and he just recently had a match. He was supposed to go to he was supposed to do he was supposed to climb Mount Everest, had to cancel it because in his last freaking match, he shattered his foot. And I saw the x-rays and it was like, yeah, no, you definitely want to put an Everest climb on hold with that type of injury. Like all 5 bones in his foot broken, clean in half.
Oof.
So, yeah, it was bad. He's also a skateboarder. Apparently he did some skateboard tricks one time. He did an ollie.
He did an ollie.
He did an ollie. So, but yeah, no, people, the people that say that wrestling is fake really need to spend like 5 minutes, 5 minutes in the ring with, I would say, probably one of the easiest wrestlers, John Cena. 5 minutes in the ring with John Cena, and he will put you to task.
Well, that's I think we've talked about this before. It makes no sense to say that it is fake, because fake is such a generic term. I mean, what are you talking about? Yeah, the drama is scripted. The wins and losses are, determined beforehand. So, yeah, in that aspect, fine, it's fake. You're not actually, fighting to win or anything. You're putting on a performance. But the performance is you're getting slammed around, you're getting guys jumping on you, giving you elbows, getting tossed through tables, having like folded chairs bashed over the back of your head.
It's not a sport. It is still an incredibly talented, athletic performance.
Yeah, it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
it's difficult. It requires skill.
Right. I will definitely say that the fact that they are getting away from the term sports entertainment and going back to pro wrestling makes me a little happy, because while yes, it is sports entertainment, these guys are not just entertainers. They are way more than that. So,
is there competitive acrobatics?
It's called, yes, gymnastics. It's in the Olympics.
Well, those people aren't, like swinging around and doing flips. And, well, I mean, come on, you know what I'm talking about, like Circus 10,
yeah,
where
know
they
what
got
you
like
mean.
the big swing.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. If that falls under gymnastics, that's pretty cool. Then I'd like to see more of that in the Olympics, please.
Right. Speaking of, that's coming up this year, and they're in Paris.
Are they? Yeah, I don't even know where the Olympics are going to be. Who successfully bribed the Olympic Committee this year?
That would be the city of Paris in France.
It's a very genuine accent.
Yeah, France.
France.
France. In fact, the WWE is going to France here in like less than a month. They're going to be over there.
You say France the same way that William Shatner says Spock.
Spa. Oh. I say a lot of things like William Shatner says shit, because William Shatner doesn't know how to speak.
He's a tiny little rage-filled Canadian dumpling.
It's true.
Do you know how old William Shatner is?
He's like in his 80s, isn't he?
He's 206. And he's riding around on bicycles doing backflips and shit.
Going to space.
Yeah, going to space, trying to have a moment with Jeff Bezos, and then realizing there's no point in trying to have a moment with Jeff Bezos.
This is... I just wish that they would have had a camera in that fucking rocket, or in that jet, or whatever the fuck. They would have had a picture there and just have him look at it and go, "Fuck you, Patrick Stewart," and just call out Patrick Stewart right there.
Oh my god. Yeah, fuck you, Patrick Stewart. I never tried to ruin the character of Kirk. Oh man. It's okay though, because as far as Star Trek is concerned, nothing to me. Star Trek stopped in I think 2004 when Enterprise was over. There has been no Star Trek since then. That's just how I've rewired my brain.
That's kind of my opinion as well.
That's it, yeah. somebody posted, I don't remember exactly where I saw it, but somebody posted an ad for the final season of Star Trek Discovery, and I was like, holy fucking shit, is that still on? I've heard nothing about that for years now. I'm not even sure if it's true. I don't know how many seasons. Oh, I got a browser in front of me. Oh my god, it's been going since 2017. And everyone in it is just awful.
It's
got a
just awful.
It's got a 7 out of 10 on IMDb. I feel like that's generous. maybe too generous. Okay, yeah, holy shit, there are 5 seasons. Wait, it's been on since 2017, and there are only 5 seasons and 65 episodes? Really? Oh, wow. Alright, fine. I'm going through IMDb right now, and I'm looking at ratings for episodes, and they've just been in steady decline. Like, Season 2... Somebody gave Season 2 episode an 8.2 out of 10, said it was really great, and then you just skip to Season 5, and you're looking at, like, 4.1, 5, 5.7, 5.1. Crash and burn, man. That's how you crash and burn. Okay.
And what show is this?
Star Trek Discovery.
Oh.
Anyway. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Church of Chonkwij podcast. My name is DrNiggle. I'm joined tonight by Zerber and OmegaConstruct. That was the podcast. Good night, everybody. Fuck Putin. Fuck Elon. Fuck Winnie the Pooh. Fuck Linus. Fuck Vince.
Fuck Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, you were really mad at Ronda Rousey earlier.
Yeah, I'm still really mad at Ronda Rousey.
I don't care anymore.
I didn't know who you were talking about, because I just saw a picture of Ronda Rousey right next to Logan Paul, and I was just like, oh, look, 2 twats.
You know what, though? At least Logan Paul puts in the work.
I don't care. I don't root for high school bullies.
Neither do I, but at least he puts in the work.
So yeah, that's it. We'll be back next week. Penis.
Penis.
Penis.